I'm going to go back in time 2 years. So 2 years ago, as all of you know, or around 2 years ago, we were adopting the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. And as many of you also know, there was a monitoring framework that was adopted along with this Global Biodiversity Framework. The monitoring framework was considered to be part of a package of decisions that are really essential for achieving the goals and targets of the GBF. And the reason why monitoring came out as being so important is because when you looked at the progress that had been made towards the last strategic plan, there were some gaps, and those gaps were not identified in a timely way. And so we got to the end of the framework, and we realized that we had these gaps that could have perhaps been reduced if we would have had data that would have informed decisions throughout the process, if the investments of effort were targeted to where there was most need. And so thus the monitoring framework was born, and parties bought into this. And so at that same time is when the CBD Secretariat started talking to the Geo Secretariat about how are we actually going to make this happen. And a lot of partners would be involved, but particularly in terms of building up ecosystem extent information, understanding where ecosystems are and how they're changing over time. How are we going to fill this data gap? And so at that time, it was really just thinking, well, who's doing this well, and how can we learn from each other? And this was where the idea of the Atlas was really born. And so we're very proud to be a founding partner of the Atlas. And there's going to be a huge benefit in order to biodiversity policy making once this is fully realized. And so in that last 2 years, amazing progress has been made, which I'm sure you will see in the demo. It's no longer just a loose idea of what we need, but now we have a product that is actually moving towards being able to support countries to pool their ecosystem data together, to provide guidance on how wall-to-wall mapping can happen in different countries, to also try to pull this into a consistent framework so that we can look at global trends and feed into the global review process, which is going to happen at COP17. So I think I'll leave it at that. And again, I would like to thank everyone for being here with us on this journey.